Hey, true believers, Anglantine here with another comic book Origins, where we take a look at any superhero, villain, team, or in this case, antihero in the shape of Ash Williams from Army of Darkness. We are looking at the very first comic book appearance of the Army of Darkness. Created by Sam and Ivan Raimi in the Evil Dead series, this is one of the greatest horror franchises ever. At me. I don't care. If you disagree, I think you lose your geek card, actually. So I think I win that argument. Anyway, we are going to be taking a look at this. It's the adaptation, as a matter of fact, from 1992. And John Bolton was the one that was tasked with taking this incredible film and putting it to comic books. Now, this was a commissioned video. Thank you very much to a friend of the channel, friend of mine, and partner over at Extreme Movie Show, Dr. Venkman. If you want to commission a video, by all means, go on over to Ko-Fi. Links in the description below. Just pick out a topic, pick out a subject for that topic, and we'll get that video out to you ASAP. And I'd like to thank everybody who's done that kind of thing. It's really nice seeing what you guys come up with. It's sometimes out of left field. I've got some weird ones coming up, and I love that. What I don't love is the reason why YouTube is choking out this channel. The subscribers are going up, the views are going down. They have shadow banned, so I created another channel. It's called Old Man Comics. Link is in the description below. Go on over and sub and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around those parts, and everything here is going to end up over there, and all the new stuff as well as far as comic books are concerned, and this is going to become a news channel. So I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and with all that said, let's jump into Army of Darkness #1. Starting off with the cover, this could be an alternate movie poster. Kind of like a Drew Struzan where it's drawn instead of some sort of photo taken, and I really appreciate that. I like a good movie poster. The likeness isn't exactly spot on for Bruce Campbell, but then again, neither was the Star Wars movie poster for Mark Hamill, so I think we can let that pass. My name is Ash, and I'm a slave. Close as I can figure it, the year is 1300 AD, and I am being dragged to my death. Wasn't always like this. I had a real life once. And we see Ash and his girlfriend driving. When the rental agent said remote cabin, he wasn't kidding. According to this map, the place is just ahead. It was here that I first set eyes upon that damn book. It seems that an archaeologist had come to this remote place to translate and study his latest find. The sun set, ending the last normal day that I would ever know. Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead. Bound in human flesh and inked in blood. The book contained bizarre burial rites, funerary incantations, and instructions for demon resurrections. It was never meant for the world of the living. The book awoke something dark in the woods. It took Linda. And then it came for me. It got into my hand and it went bad. I lopped it off at the wrist. I read from a passage in the book that was supposed to open a hole in time that would send the evil back, and it worked. Big time. I just didn't plan on coming along. We see the vortex from the end of the Evil Dead 2. I had arrived. But there's a rumbling. I greeted my brave new world. Stand fast, Hellhound. Whoa, just take it easy, Chief. I don't know how I got here, and I'm not looking for any trouble. This whole thing is some big mistake. My lord, 'tis the one written of in the Necronomicon, who is prophesied to fall from the heavens to deliver us from the terror of the Deadites. I think not. Ha! The soldiers attack Ash. He bleeds as a man. He bleeds the one written of in the Necronomicon would not bleed. More likely he's one of Henry's men. Our enemy. Enemy? With that, Ash knocks the soldier from his horse. Thou shalt pay dearly for that brash act. And Ash is hitting over the head. I don't know how long I marched, but I didn't have to count. The man with a whip seemed to keep the time with an incessant crack, crack, cracking. If only I could reach my goods, my chainsaw and my shotgun were on the horse not 5 feet from me. It might as well have been miles. Ahead through the shimmering heat wave of castle, there lay my salvation or tomb. If only I could make them see I wasn't one of their enemies, but they weren't in the mood to listen. A young lady asks about the whereabouts of her brother. When she's told that he died in battle, she takes her vengeance out on Ash's ballsack. An older lady looks at Ash and says, "You shall pay for your sins in the depths of the pit." Lady, you got a bad attitude and a worse set of teeth. We stopped before a steel-covered pit. What lay down there in the blackness beneath its steel cover, God only knew, and he could keep the information to himself as far as I was concerned. You, sir, are not one of my vassals. Who are you? Who wants to know? I am Henry the Red, Duke of Shale, Lord of the Northlands, and leader of its people. You ain't leading but two things right now, pal. Jack and shit. And Jack left town. With trumpets sounding, Lord Arthur comes towards everybody, and he says basically that Eric the Red and all of his men are going to be tossed down into the pit, but he does allude to the fact that there is some evil creature inside of it. It was the smell that hit me first, the sticky, sweet stench of death, a load of it. They called for the first man, threw him in. And as he yelled and screamed, all I kept thinking was, I'm glad it ain't me down there. I'm glad it ain't me. And his blood burst through the top of the well. You're next, in you go, ya blackguard. You gotta listen to me. You got the wrong guy. I never even saw these ass wipes before in my life. Go swiftly to hell, thou murderous coward, a woman yelled and threw a rock. She hit me in the head. Everything got fuzzy and warm. My knees turned to jello. I fell in. I wasn't up Shit's Creek. I was knee-deep in it, and I had a feeling I wasn't alone. Suddenly, a hideous monster lady was upon me. I couldn't quite see it through the murky water, but maybe it was better that way. I could fully concentrate on drowning. She had blown both ballast tanks, and I was taking on water. And as she pushed me under, I managed to get an uppercut, knocking her jaw off. Thing just wanted to keep squirming, but I put an end to that noise. You picked the wrong one, baby. I see little Lord Fauntleroy at the top. I scream at him. Get your dimpled ass down here and we'll see what you're made of. He orders. Spikes and the walls start closing in. The Deadites come closer. I hear an old man. Strange one, huh? Your blade. Yeah, my own little Excalibur. If only I could get to it. I moved past the monsters until, yeah, baby, let's go. I began to even the odds. They were vicious fighters, but I'm from a pretty violent civilization myself. Meet my friend Buzz. There were too many. Maybe I could cut through them before the spikes got to me, but yeah, and maybe I'm a Chinese jet pilot. I noticed the chain moving above me. Wrapping my belt around it, I raised in the air, kicking one off of me. Kiss off! I climbed out and noticed that the crowd backed away. I guess they'd never seen anything crawl out of there alive, and they weren't about to cross the first guy that did. Next one of you primates touch me, I'll kill you. Henry, get on those horses and get out of here. How dare you issue orders at my castle, even if you are the promised one. For that arrogance, I'll see thee dead. I fired a shot and blew a sword to pieces. This is my boomstick. It's a 12-gauge double-barreled Remington S-Mart top of the line. This baby was made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It retails for about $199.95, walnut stock, cobalt blue steel, and a hair trigger. Blam! I fire once more into the head of the Deadite that was about to attack Arthur. Once the scatter shot sent the thing tumbling back down into the pit, they started to see things my way. He truly is the promised one. It is he, the one written of in the book. Hail to he who has come to lead us against the Deadites. Hail! Now let's talk about how I get back home. As evening fell, I was taken to the ruins of an ancient temple. There I waited while the wise man conferred as to my fate. I tried to make the best of it. The young lady with the rock approached me. I pray thee to forgive me. I believed ye one of Henry's men. First you want to kill me? Now you want to kiss me. Blow. The wise men returned from their council. Well, what is it? Can you send me back or not? Only Necronomicon. I've said it for 40 frickin' years now. Only the Necronomicon has the power, an unholy book which we also require. It contains passages that can dispel the evil and send you back to our own time. Only you, the promised one can quest for it. Why should I go and get this book? Sounds like a job that one of you and your tin can boy should be doing. Many valiant men have tried and none have returned. Only you can enter the cemetery where the Necronomicon lies. Yeah, well, I got my own plans. It's called staying alive. At first, nobody noticed how close the old woman was to the flames. She went up like a stack of dried kindling. "Dear God, help me!" An inhuman shriek yodeled up out of her parched throat, then she collapsed. I've seen this before. It's a trick. Get an axe. We were hit with an icy wind. The body burned, shuddered, then floated upward. "You shall die. You shall never retrieve the Necronomicon. We shall feast upon your stranger's soul, and then the soul of man." We rushed the bitch on 3, 1, 2. But she wasn't going to wait around. She heaved at a stone pillar. And like dominoes, they came tumbling down towards the girl. She was a write-off. Only an idiot would try to save her now. I've been called worse. Dear God, help me! The place was coming down around me like a house of cards when the she-bitch grabbed me. It was trying to squeeze a little cider out of my Adam's apple. I could feel my windpipe about to burst. I applied a little leverage. The thing was strong, but it'd be another 600 years before I'd hear the word judo. Yeah! The pillar made funny pastes of its legs, but she kept coming. For my mail package. An axe swung, lopping off her head. I had to apologize for the listeners. The mother came home, and the bird became louder. So did the surroundings. With a bird in the background, I decided to continue with the story. Try to get the video done. You shall never return to your own time. You shall die! It was a good punt, spiral, good hang time. We stood there for a long while, even after we lost sight of the thing. We could still hear its mocking laugh. I'll get your damn book. Before I was going anywhere, I had a little business to take care of. My dad had blown 20 grand on my engineering degree, and I was finally going to put it to good use. First, I had them rouse the blacksmith from a drunken sleep. That one. Aye, my lord. Gonna need some heavy-duty springs, ratchet, some kind of tension-release trigger, and the strongest cable you got. I have no kin of such devices, my lord, but instruct me, and I shall craft them for you. The blacksmith was an artist. I built myself a new hand and ratcheted up the spring tensions as far as I dared, and then a little more. This thing could go or blow. Groovy. I worked late into the night. The spring assembly was jamming up a little bit. It wasn't nothing that a little ox grease couldn't fix. The heat from the blacksmith furnace was making me a little rammy. That's when she came in. The wise men say thou art promised one. 'Tis said that thou shalt journey for the book to help us. The only reason I'm going for the book, I wanted to tell you that all of my hopes and prayers go with you. I need your prayers like I need tuberculosis. If I stick around here long enough, I'll probably get it anyway, and God knows what other viruses. Very well, my lord. I shall leave you then. I grabbed her by her tiny waist and pressed her up against me. Give me some sugar, baby. She revealed to me intimate customs of her people. I guess I taught her something about the 20th century. In her arms, I was content, but I didn't belong here. My world was one of indoor plumbing and traffic lights, fast food, and instant replay. Her primitive intellect could never grasp these mighty advances, but I'd do anything to get back to it. As I looked out over the land where I would journey, I trembled at what horrors might wait. I didn't tell her of my fears, but somehow she shared them. I would quest for the Necronomicon at first light. To be continued. So there you go, guys. That is the very first appearance of Ash in the Army of Darkness in comic books. And I do apologize about the bird. Once Gale comes home, it does not shut up. So that's why a lot of my videos have been limited now. And I can't, Anyway, let me know what you think of the story, not of the bird and all that kind of stuff. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't done it already. That's really all YouTube cares about. Is that notification bell. Make sure it's rung and your notifications are on all. And if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Ko-Fi or to Patreon, drop $1 in the till, helps keep the lights on, because this is the way I was trying to make a living until the YouTube Vox apocalypse God, if I ever got my hand. Anyway, so drop $1 in the tip jar, or you can consign a video yourself, just like this one, preferably without the bird. All you got to do is pick the topic, pick the subject, and we'll get that video out to you ASAP. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. To everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.